Hi, welcome to redirectyourself.com. I'm Donna, and today I'm going to talk to you about the hula hoop. So the hula hoop is a concept to help you gain control of your emotions and focus your energy in the places where you actually have power to make change in your life. Quite often we have interactions with others that frustrate us, and we feel really annoyed and angry and wanting the other person to react or speak or think or feel differently than the way that they do so that our situation can be better for us. Unfortunately, that allows us to spend a lot of energy in places where we really cannot effect change. And that can create very heated feelings and feelings of anger and frustration. So what I'd like to introduce to you is the concept of the hula hoop. So the hula hoop concept is that we all have a hula hoop around us. It's of course invisible. And inside that hula hoop is where we have the power and control to make change happen in our lives. So that means that I have control over my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, my reactions, my words. All of those things are in my control to change. Sometimes not easily, I will grant you that, but I do have the power to make those changes. However, I do not have the power to make changes in someone else's hula hoop. So if I don't like someone else's words or the way that they think or the way that they feel, or how they act or behave or react. None of that is actually in my control. And yet we do seem to have a lot of situations in life where we attempt to control someone else's hula hoop. And sometimes that is overtly, directly attempting to control them, like road rage. Other times, it's actually through our own behavior of ourselves. So I might change the way that I dress, change the way I speak, change what I say or whether I say something in order to control someone else's reaction or someone else's thoughts or feelings about me or a situation. Unfortunately, those tactics do not work because at no point in time do I ever have control over someone else's hula hoop. So I like to use the road rage example because a lot of people can relate to getting angry on the road and can relate to the idea of being frustrated in traffic. That concept is that in my hula hoop, I typically will have a time frame or a deadline of where I need to be or where I'm trying to go. And unfortunately, the other cars or car in front of me seem to be preventing me from getting to where I need to go in the time frame I need to get there. So what happens is I get frustrated, I begin to get angry and yell at them, give them instructions about how they ought to be driving so that I can get where I'm going. Now, clearly, there are some drivers who are better than others, but at no point in time do I ever really have control over how someone else drives. And it seems quite obvious when I say it to you now, but when we're in that moment, it seems so frustrating in that I really am giving them instructions that they need to follow. But the truth is that in my hula hoop, where I have control is I do have control over how I drive, the time it takes me to get somewhere, and how much I give myself time to get somewhere. The time I leave my house to get to the place that I'm trying to go, and perhaps even a different route, taking the chosen route versus a different route. Those are all in my control. However, how other people drive on the route that I choose is not in my control. And so what happens is I become frustrated if I'm not getting where I need to go, and I blame the other person. And because I'm saying it's their fault that I'm not getting where I'm going, what happens is I now need them to make a change in order for my hula hoop to be satisfied, for me to be able to feel better about getting where I'm going. Unfortunately, the truth is that it's my responsibility and it's in my hula hoop to change when I leave and what route I take. However, it is their prerogative in their hula hoop to take their own route and to drive as slowly or however they want, as long as they're not breaking the law. And what I do by giving them the responsibility is I take away my own power to make a change that is actually something I can make happen. So what happens is when I blame them, yes, I alleviate myself of the responsibility of having to choose a different route or having left earlier. However, at the same time, I've made myself out of control because I don't have control over how they drive. And the truth is that the guy behind me who might be yelling at me, I don't really care what he thinks of my driving, right? Because I have the right to conduct myself and drive my car as slowly as I want or as quickly as I want. And I am not really expected to care how someone else feels or thinks of my driving. And I am not responsible for what time they get to where they're going. So the truth is that by doing that, what I've done is I've put myself in a situation of feeling angry because I'm waiting for someone else to make a change that I want them to make, and I don't have any control over that. So this is one part of a series of small little things and concepts that you can do in your day-to-day thoughts and day-to-day interactions and behaviors to just create a more peaceful, happy environment, both within yourself and without. And I hope you'll come again. Thanks for coming today. We'll talk to you soon.